Hello. This is gaming channel RTV. More than 50 million users log into Genshin Impact every month. And miHoYo, the Chinese developer and publisher of Genshin Impact, earned about $3.7 billion from it in its first year. If you do not follow games of this genre, then a brief educational program just in case. Genshin Impact is a free-to-play fantasy action game with RPG elements that was clearly inspired by the mechanics and visual style of The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. They are really very similar. Here you have a picturesque open world with a bunch of secrets and treasures, and similar exploration mechanics tied to a limited stamina, and monster camps, and ancient ruins, and dangerous bosses, and saving the world, and everything else on the list. But Genshin Impact has one key difference from Zelda: the gacha system. Gacha is a roulette from which you can draw new playable characters or weapons for them. Initially, gacha was a predominantly mobile gaming phenomenon in the Asian market. And miHoYo herself is no stranger to the genre. It has already become famous thanks to Honkai Impact 3rd, a mobile anime action game that also includes gacha mechanics and is still actively supported. The Chinese publisher has set itself the task of not only making a gacha game that will be played all over the world, but also bringing this mobile genre to PC and home consoles, where it can compete with traditional AAA projects. And in a way, miHoYo did it. Genshin Impact doesn't really come across as a port of a mobile toy. The open world is so vast that it will take weeks to clear it completely. Anime graphics, although not the most impressive, look quite nice, and the landscapes are pleasing with variety. Genshin Impact is first and foremost a casual game for casual gamers. The service development model of Genshin Impact implies that new parts of the plot are released every 1.5 months with each subsequent update, and new regions of the map even less often. Even now, more than a year after release and several major world expansions, the game is still offering players 20% of its final volume. It will take years for players to see all the planned content through to the end. Moreover, the further Genshin Impact develops, the less convenient it becomes for mobile players. Some of the characters are hard to control from the touchscreen, updates weigh 20 GB each, and the graphics, which become more and more demanding on hardware with the release of each new region of the map, sets the heat for mobile processors. At the time of release, Genshin Impact was obviously designed primarily to attract new players, not to retain them, and even now, months later, this has not changed a bit. miHoYo is not the most transparent company. She reacts reluctantly to the feedback of the players, she does not particularly comment on the claims. Genshin Impact is primarily a Chinese game, and judging by the way it has developed so far, the local management of the studio reacts to the feedback from the rest of the world only after the fact. No matter how you feel about Genshin Impact, one thing is for sure, this game is far from oblivion. miHoYo popularized the niche genre of gacha among PC and console players and showed that gacha can be a serious game with beautiful graphics, a rich story, a huge world, and, most importantly, a multi-million international audience ready to support such a monetization model.